some other marine life. And so I'm really excited to talk with him because we're moving forward with this project in regards to setting up an appointment with Sunflower grant writers using his 501c so that we can bring the Acts of Kindness series into animation movies with sign language characters, which is 200 folk Manus puppets, with soundtrack by local Hawaiian artist Lucy and The Perfect Way. So we are moving forward. So I'm so excited. And I'm also excited to check into this AG chat to see what we can do to have these books written into screenplays so that we can produce them. So during the pandemic, I received pandemic unemployment assistance, which helped out with the Acts of Kindness series website. And I created so far 11 Apple app games. I'm an Apple game developer now and the author of the Acts of Kindness series. And we're being federally trademarked by Dr. Libby out of Orlando, my intellectual property. And we have a website that you can visit, Acts of Kindness series, which shows now the animated characters doing the ASL sign language alphabet. So you can read the chapter of the book, go visit the website, and then go to Apple and play the games for free and test your skills of learning the finger spelling alphabet. Not only with Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab, Eve, the finger spelling bumblebee, and I'm excited to share and launch that Chelsea, the courageous sign language chicken app was just approved on Apple for Easter. So you can go out and play. And also all classroom teachers in the United States of America can request copies of my books from donorschoose.org. That's donorschoose.org. Now, a friend of mine did that in Hawaii. She requested the books. It took a few minutes, and she got funded in 2 weeks. The classroom read the books, and then I went out and visited. So with all this new Zoom technology, we can still make this happen. And guess what? You actually get to see the characters on the actsofkindnessseries.com website to learn the ASL alphabet at your own time. It's also for all ages of the heart. So I'm just really excited that we're moving forward and going to have these amazing meetings and networking with my co-writer Suzanne Sims, who's south of me in Mexico and Guadalajara. I'm currently in San Carlos, Mexico Marina. And this summer I worked with Trevor Gibbs I was in Cabo San Lucas sailing, and Trevor helped me create a business expense report. And a little bit about information with Trevor is that he evaluates websites to make sure you're ADA compliant. Now, businesses can receive up to a $75,000 fine if you're not ADA compliant, meaning that if your website's text, fonts, the colors don't fall into these categories where a person with disabilities or differences can just easily access it, you could be fined. So again, I'm just really excited to connect with these amazing people. Trevor Gibbs of Charity Revolution, Leanne McLaughlin of Clean Water Foundation. I'm working with my fiber team out of Pakistan and outlining the chapters, creating all these new names, a storyline, and just to see that thought from action of these Apple games being developed so that the world can play. So worldwide, we have 500 million people with a hearing loss. We have millions of moms and dads coming home from being of service who can't hear their own children or grandchildren. So again, these are all amazing tools, activities, entertainment, songs to listen to just uplift the world. And that's what the world needs. So back to you for the World of Ability. I'm Marianne of Waikiki, currently in Marianne de Mexico. Aloha and adios.
Emily, back to you. Emily, what's next? Check out our social media and so forth. Emily, back to you.
Now we have we have Barbara now we have Trevor coming on as well. So I think we are going to, bring Trevor and Barbara in here to kind of talk about kind of what they do. So
So who's going to start off? Is it Barbara? Is it Trevor? Which way are you going, Emily? We're at a fork in the road. Who's first?
I will start with
ladies first.
Okay, well then we'll start with Barbara, I guess. So hi, Barbara.
Hey,
Yep, I can hear you.
oh, how you guys?
Good, how are you? Glad you
Good,
could come
good.
on. So, do you have any words of wisdom for us today?
Not yet, sorry.
Not yet. Kurt, you have any comments? Otherwise, we can bring Trevor in here too. Hi, Trevor. Trevor, long
Let's see
time.
what the web detective is up to, Emily. And
Yeah.
you want to do it a little bit? Give the build up to Trevor Gibbs.
Long time no see, Trevor. First off.
Yep, long time no see. Great to see you both again.
So, I mean, very end, I heard she said a little bit about you, but we met Trevor through the Happy Neighborhood Project. And has the whole website thing and web content accessibility. And so, Trevor, what's the web detective up to? Or what does the web detective do?
Well, I can tell you that the web detective helps to protect and serve your brand. Primarily, we're going to start looking at people's websites, whether you're a charity, a small business, an entrepreneur. We're going to have a look at things like your digital thumbprint. What does that really mean? Well, anybody today is going to do one thing. They're going to Google everything. Everything gets Googled, the new verb of the century. And by that, we want to find out who and what you do. Can we validate and prove that you are the expert or the authority that you claim to be? So I'm here as the web detective to actually help you do that, to build your online presence, to build that foundation, which should be there. Put things into place, things like compliance issues for websites, data privacy issues, data capture, how you have everything secure, whether your website is accessible to people with disabilities or not, or if people may need extra assistance with closed captioning on their videos. There's a lot of things when people start getting into business, they tend to find that a website is fine, but as
I'm
it's
not giving them
information,
to you until you.
sorry about that. And obviously, as soon as people want to validate you, they're going to check you. And if your credentials are not up to speed, most people tend to leave your website and don't do business with you. So I'm here to help you to improve your relationship and build your revenue for your company or your charity.
All right, Emily, back to you. What's next on our World of Ability podcast? It's a live show and you are live. Take it away, Emily. What's next?
Well, we have another Barbara who's here as well. Who I've never met before. I don't. But Barbara, there should be a thing down on the bottom that has a CC on it. If you click that, then the caption should come up. But Barbara, would you like to kind of introduce yourself a little bit? You are on.
All right, Emily, are you able to do the ask to unmute feature? And so Barbara that joined us, you're on the World of Ability podcast. Are you ready to come unmuted, Barbara, and share a little greeting for today for our audience? Say hello. Are you able to unmute Barbara? You got Barbara Weinstein and just Barbara.
Hi, my
Hello.
name is Beth.
Oh.
Oh, you're
okay.
Beth. Okay, you came
Yeah,
in.
they changed my name to Barbara. I don't know why.
Everybody wants to be Barbara. All right, Beth.
I guess. I guess.
Sounds a bit like a song from the Bee Gees. Oh, that was Barbara Ann, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. You know, I don't know how to turn on the captions. I can kind of hear you, but not very well.
Well, hopefully you have on your display a CC button. It
Where would I find that?
yeah, you might have to use more, so and it may come under captions. Like if you do three
Oh,
dots.
now I can see everybody. No. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I found it.
All right, good stuff.
Okay,
Beth.
there we go. Okay, so what's your name?
My name is Kurt, and we've got Emily, and we've got Kathy, and we got Trevor, and Barbara Weinstein, and we got quite a crew here today. So you're joining some fun folks.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. So Beth, how did you find out about us? What brought you to the world of ability?
But I don't know. You know, years ago, and I still might want to be, is a disability mediator. And so I don't know if that's how I found out about it, or it's on Facebook somehow.
It is. That'd be through the work of Emily. So you
The
got
work of what?
Yes. Emily's showing up as an animated character. So Emily is a character. She is animated. She's our animated character.
Cool.
Right. All right. So Emily, what's next? Do you want to get Kathy in here? Are you going back to Barbara Weinstein? Go back to Trevor? Keep it going, Emily. Moderate away our HMP invest. Emily, you're muted.
So, Trevor, how's life been since the last time we saw you?
I'm trying to think the last time I actually saw you. So you've had a change of hairstyle and things, Emily. So, you know, I'm beginning to wonder if you're actually the same Emily that I used to know. I've seen Kirk recently. So how far back do you want to go, Emily? But generally, this year has been going really well. Business-wise, a few changes, as you noticed. Bringing out the web detective has really helped to get my branding out and get people aware, and people kind of understand a lot better now. Before, when you have a name for your company which doesn't really describe what you do, makes it harder for people to actually understand that. So that's one thing that's been going on. On the personal side, which is something that we should all consider, just have been on a recent vacation trip, so that's nice. So took time out and switched off from the world, disconnected from the internet, and lived the life of not being connected to anyone or anything for about 10 days. And it was sure bliss. So that was pretty good. Apart from that, life continued to go on and keep striving to do the good work that we all are here to do.
So
there we go. That explains it. Emily, I was wondering why I feel fonder of Trevor, because it's saying absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Well, exactly, Kurt. You did often you said, well, you know, don't keep it so long next time. I said, I'll surprise you when I next turn up. And surprise, surprise.
So now let's see if we can squeeze water out of a turnip.
So,
Well, much easier than trying to get blood out of a stone.
I
I tell
think I
you.
want to watch this. But
so Trevor, is it your organization, the web called the Web Detective now instead of Charity Revolution, or is it still Charity Revolution?
They are both there. I'll briefly explain it to you. I have a LLC company which is called Select Services. And when I first came to the US, I had to create something very quickly off the fly to get the visa approved. And I would say, well, I want something with services. I just can't select what to be. And they went, oh, that'll do, Select Services, LLC, because my wife had different services. I had different marketing services I wanted to use. I knew I was going to grow into something for non-profits. My previous business working in data used to be called Data Revolution. Then we bought out Charity Revolution. And I think that's where you probably remember me from on that instant. And through the COVID era, because a lot of things changed, I started using the corporation name because everybody assumed I was the charity. So I thought, instead of just keeping that out there, let's confuse people by putting Select Services there until I come up with a new brand and a new identity. So the Select Services Corporation remains, but all the other names like Charity Revolution, Data Revolution, the Web Detective, they're all trading names of the same marketing company.
Oh, okay. Just curious, because I'm used to seeing the whole like Charity Revolution thing. So.
All right, so we're going to bring in Kathy here. Kathy, you want to come on in here, unmute, and share a little bit about your passion for art and what you tend to do online? Anything else you want to share so that everybody knows who is this Kathy at the World of Ability? Take it away, Kathy.
Hi everyone, it's good to be here and it's great to hear all your amazing stories. I'm a visual artist and I'm also a wheelchair user and neurodivergent and also have hearing difficulties being tested this week. So I knew I had tinnitus, but I didn't know how bad my hearing was. So it's good to hear other projects that are happening, that all the stuff is making the world a more accessible place. And the web detective sounds great. I'm not sure my website would pass the web detectives analysis, but I would like to know more about it. Anyway, I do work with people with disabilities and of all ages. And yeah, we're working very hard to make differences and highlight the needs of people who have disabilities. And this week I discovered I have dyslexia as well, and this week I discovered Chat GPT. I don't know if anyone has heard about it, but I am new to it, and I'm like, OMG, where has it been? Because I can ask a question and it gives me all this feedback, and it's really intuitive and spot on to the question I've asked, and so I'm really excited about using that going forward, and it's already helped me. I used it today to plan a TikTok video, and just as a fun experiment, and so it's really made a huge difference already. So I'm looking forward to using that more in my practice, and I also included asking it for a 2-minute presentation so I can go on the World of Ability. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to using it more. So thank you.
You bet. And with the 2-minute presentation, we're talking about the 32.5-minute video for nonprofit TV. So Emily, are you coordinating with Kathy for that? Is that in the works, Emily? Again, Emily, you are muted. There you go.
We'll be starting after the show.
I didn't hear. Sorry.
So you're saying, Emily, that you're ready to produce the video right after we're done with the World of Ability show?
If Kathy, if you're available, otherwise after the show, otherwise after the show, I can schedule something a time to do it. If you
Okay.
Either one.
Okay, thank you. I love your what is this animation called?
Avatar.
Avatar. Wow,
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. I've never seen one before. So it's very, very intuitive. The way it's responding. So it has a video, has the camera on you, and then it responds to your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's amazing. I would the people I work with who have Down syndrome and cerebral palsy, there's 18+ age group, and then I have 40+ age group I'm working with, and then I'm starting a new center next week, and so it's a mixed group and very different disabilities, and I think they would love to see something like that, Emily. I think they would really, there's one of the guys who does off screen kind of stuff. He writes scripts and things like that. He just sits there all day just writing, and I think he's quite a psychic dude because he's like creating characters and their ages and their date of birth and yeah. So I think he's picking up on more than just his imagination.
Yeah, you should. You should be able to go under your video on Zoom, and there should be a thing under the video that can pick using an avatar.
Oh.
So there's a Zoom feature. I thought it was a software. You use it. Interesting. Maybe there's one that looks like the web detective there, so I could leave him there and step away.
Yeah.
If you're interested in this type of animation, Kathy, something new that's coming out, well, it is out in other countries, it's not here in the US at the moment, and this might interest you. There are avatars on certain websites in other countries where they actually use sign language to translate the content of the website.
That's awesome.
So, it's really starting to take off quite well. I find it rather ironic that the countries that are developing this and it's going to market, one of them actually have a law that all websites need to have this sign language facility actually on them. They're from developing and third world countries. All the first world countries from Europe and US and Northern America haven't even started on this. And I think that's kind of amazing to think that the amount of people that really need this extra assistance is getting left behind in the most popular and prosperous countries of the world.
Is there a link or a way to find this information?
No, but I'm sure if I get your contact details, I can always point you in direction to get some information.
All right, so I want to check in with Beth. How are you doing with your first experience of the World of Ability podcast show? Are we leaving you with any thoughts to share? Any comments, questions, concerns, news? You're on mute. So if you're able to unmute, you're muted, Beth. You got to hit that unmute button. Emily, can you help with asking to unmute? Let's get Beth unmuted. There we go. What are you thinking, Beth?
Okay, I got it. Trevor, I was going to say I'm interested in the program you were talking about, so I'll give you my email. Should I do that now?
If it is available and that's okay with everybody else, sure.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
You guys have got a lot of good information here. I wish more people were on this. I tried to tell a house of people incorporated that houses deaf people with different disabilities to do this, but they don't even know about this. So I don't know if they know what it entails. I think this is all amazing. I love the avatar stuff. I had an avatar too, but it just does pictures. It doesn't do movement. So I would be interested in that. And I also am interested in nonprofits, in helping people with disabilities get jobs, or helping the homeless, or helping those spouses of people who might be incarcerated. I'm working with a friend on that. So there's lots of good stuff out there. And I'm interested to learn more about what you guys are doing.
All right, fantastic, Beth. I'm going to take us on a tour of Shine Music Festival, a Shine Music production. Let's gather around Shine Music Festival and help share, help make live music accessible. They got on here about how to donate, but they have it set for August 26th Shine Music Festival. This is out of Denver, Colorado. Sean Satterfield, the founder of Shine Music Festival. Look at that, 2023. Civic Center Park. More announcements to be updated, all the social media to plug in, follow, connect, and be a part of supporting this. They're showing you the 2022 version and got the story. Stay updated, sign up for the newsletter, be the first to know about future Shine Music Festival events. And Trevor, the founder, Sean Satterfield, she's very interested in what you do. She has a technology company, does stuff on marketing side and various things. And so she's trying to be a part and a player of advocacy for people to consider what's going on with websites and social media for, being compliant and otherwise just good practices, techniques. So maybe Trevor, Sean, maybe should talk sometime,
I'm always happy to educate and share knowledge or wisdom, whichever comes first.
There we go. We just let the cards fall right me. All right. So yeah, Emily is putting out there what we're doing in the realm of youth services and in the collegiate realm. I sum it up to be in the realm of 14 to 26-year-olds, and then we factor in parents and service providers, nonprofits, everything in this realm of the cliche being it takes a village to raise a child, and the mantra of Helpopedia is it takes a community, and the motto and mantra is we don't want to leave any call for help unheard. So we are on Zoom with Helpopedia a few times a week, and I am applying it to my local school district, and we do have a special needs chapter that meets on Wednesdays every week, and that is 0:00 Eastern every Wednesday, the special needs chapter. So Trevor, you might want to check that out sometime if 4:00 on Wednesdays are good, and if that's not the right time for you, we should figure out a way to still link in what you do to our needs under Helpopedia.
And is that Eastern or Central Time?
Eastern, 4:00 Eastern on Wednesday. And it's every week, so it's some
Okay.
weeks you just come in the week that it works for you.
Right, sounds good. I'm sure I can find one of those weeks which are free.
Yeah, so Emily, if you could help us out and make sure Trevor gets the Zoom link, and anybody else that's interested to join Helpopedia Special Needs Chapter Wednesdays at 4 Eastern. Hopefully I've got Emily's commitment here to help everybody have to be able to join us on Zoom. So Kathy, I want to give you a chance to continue in our conversation here. Any further thoughts from your multiple experiences with the World Ability podcast, being with Emily and me before, and what's going on in your life? It is April Fool's today, so if you want to play any things on Trevor or anybody, feel free.
Excuse me, are you trying to imply that Trevor's the fool today? Just because I turn up?
No, just keep going.
We're having fun.
I had to share a meme this morning because some of the stuff that's been shared today is like it's almost so make believe. No, I mean it's so make real. I should say, not make believe, but it's very convincing what they're sharing. And but thankfully I have been able to not be fooled by it. But I suppose this week I started with new directions at work, and I work rehab care, and so I started in January, and
I'll drink it.
I started in January, and so I've been doing art with different age groups, and now we're going into new directions so we're running kind of 8-week programs, using art in different ways. So we start off working the 18 plus and the 40 plus. We have some dementia. There's it's real kind of broad spectrum of people. And they were all really taken to the art, which is fantastic. I mean, it just goes to show how universal art is. When the supports are put in place, and people aren't being told you can't do this or you can't do that. It's so subjective to each individual. That's how I do the art classes. And so we're getting to know the different groups. I've been doing some advocacy as well, and so the advocacy has gone so well. They now want me to do more advocacy, but using art as a medium to draw out the issues, to encourage different ways of communication and expression, and using art as an inclusive way of creating call to actions, for example, because we've got a chronic housing situation in Ireland right now. Today was the first day that the eviction ban was removed, so everybody who was able to be safe over the winter under this eviction ban is now no longer safe in their homes, so they can be evicted. And it's over 70,000 people affected, and the government okayed it to landlords to say you can throw people out, but a lot of people have nowhere to go, and so it really is a chronic housing crisis. And if you add disability to that, quite often veterans are affected within that as well. And you talk about a lot of vulnerable people homeless right now and feeling very scared in their homes of being evicted. And they've already had some vulture people come in evicting families with children, 6 children up in Donegal. They've been evicted quite aggressively and brutally, gone into their homes with weapons and children in the middle of the night. It was dark when they went in, and there's just one first of many, I'm sure, because they think it's acceptable to do this, and we need to speak out about it so that we can make some of these changes. I have been living under the eviction ban 2 years now, looking for suitable accommodation in this country, and as a wheelchair user I cannot find any houses, even the local councils, that is not suitable. And so I've been involved with the campaign of this, and there's a protest in Ireland on the 24th of April to highlight some of this stuff to our government, to say you cannot do this to us. We're not living in 1916, and but it feels like right now we're all having to spend our time protests and make and use our voices to be heard. And art is a way of another form of expression and communication, and I want to use art to create these calls of action, use it visually, so that, because I just feel like it's just falling deaf ears, and I don't think they're aware of the impact of what they said. It was okay to evict that many people. I find it difficult to understand this. So I'm not alone in this situation, and unfortunately, I've been told already people can get €800 a month to house war-torn people from Ukraine, and yet they cannot get and the same support for local people under the local housing scheme. So people are quite happily go for the how they're going to be paid more because everybody's struggling. So yeah, so that's yeah.
Then I guess that's capitalism in one sense. Unfortunately, when it comes with refugees, it seems to be the quick, easy solution. Oh, let's support them all, and let's give money for it. And who do we need to kick out? And it's usually those which most people perceive to have the quietest or no voice whatsoever. And of course, when we think of people with disabilities, for some reason they don't consider that those rights or the same values are equal for what you have to everybody else. And that has always been one of my peeves from when you do anything around the world. Everybody seems to think, oh, well, if you're able-bodied, you're entitled to all. If you're not able, then therefore you're not entitled to the same thing. But in fact, you need more help from the able society and with governmental money. But unfortunately, it's one of the things, it's like most groups, people volunteer to join. Disability group, nobody volunteers to join. You know, you get there, unfortunately, and you know, we never know. It's one of the groups that are not prejudiced. It's one of the groups that welcomes all people of all ages, from all races, from all societies. And to be honest with you, when the amount of people that say have a hearing impairment, visual impairment, you probably outweigh more in just that one disability than some countries in the whole world. It's just unfortunately we have to use the whole world as stats and as figures to justify why would you want to neglect a country when we're talking about people with hearing issues. But that seems to be the way the world has been thinking lately. And thankfully today, a lot more people trying to advocate and bring that awareness out to society and say, look, we've been here all along. And I can understand where you're from, Kathy. You know, having come from the UK, it feels like that at times, that, you know, you are in a group that nobody actually sees you or hears you. But there are people there, and I think it's joining forces with local representatives to make yourself heard. And that's the only way I can see how these things are going to change.
So Beth, you got anything to add on to that? We're getting right into a rich conversation. You are muted, Beth. We need you again, Beth.
Okay, I got it. What I was gonna say is that is a big problem. You know, I wish the person who was speaking before was in Minnesota where I am, because we have a thing called Advocating Change Together, which works on public policy. We also have another thing that helps people who don't have housing, disabled people, or like people who are in nursing homes, get out of nursing homes and find housing. And there's a lot of people move to Minnesota because of our social services. It's not perfect, and there's a lot of help we need, but and also I think with the gun issue with kids today fighting and the violence we have in this country and just all the stuff that we have going on, is more help needed for everybody. You know, it's not just us. You know what I mean? I mean, we're in a interesting time right now because we have more technology. Like, I'm frustrated that I don't live in England because with hearing aids, they have more technology. And so everything's room looped. I don't know if you know what that means, but that means I can go anywhere with my hearing aid and hear in stereo sound. And I don't just have a hearing problem, I have TBI, and also I have sensory integration dysfunction. I don't know if you know what that is.
I don't.
Not sure.
It's where you overreact to a stimulus or underreact to a stimulus. So I'm sensitive to heat, cold, a label on my clothing, some people react to static electricity or things in the lights, like if the lights are fluorescent and they have a hum, some people are sensitive to that. There's really interesting books written about it because people are different and they have different views and stuff like that. So it's a little more than I can go into right now, but it's very interesting what you guys are talking about. I'm interested in all of it.
Great, good stuff, Ed. Thanks for adding in and expanding your conversation, and thanks for being with your perspective. I want to share with everybody a group that Emily and I participate in a couple times a week. Tuesdays and Fridays, we attend regular meetings with Mutual Aid Network. And so Mutual Aid Network uses a wonderful setup here of 8 different currencies, we might call them. And this is just organizing kind of how humankind has done things since the beginning of humankind, but puts it together right out in the forefront to say, hey, these are formats that we can use to deal with the economic disparities and the concerns, and kind of work with the issue of what I've said in the past many times, the God Almighty dollar, or many people say the fiat dollar. So that thing of dollars and cents and prices we put over here in the mutual aid, price-based mutual credit. And then we also deal with posterity budgeting. So we help individuals and organizations, kind of look at their economic situation and to look at what's happening month by month, and to be able to plug in as a member of our group and to get all of this assistance, including time banking. So time banking is that issue of, like, right now, we're all on the World of Ability podcast. We're spending our time together. So basically, I can give credit to all of you as guests on the show for the time you're spending in this show. Thank you for contributing. And then we have project facilitation assistance. So a lot of times people might be, like we're talking about, advocacy groups, or to do a membership drive, or to run a business. Whatever your project is, at the Mutual Aid Network, we have a whole roster of members ready to assist in projects. And then sharing, the sharing economy. This might even be in, equipment swaps. Some sports, like people who do downhill skiing, sometimes for youth, do swaps that as kids grow and they need bigger equipment. But ultimately, the sharing gear is all about just sharing, paying it forward, and things like that. Work redesign assistance. So this is a common experience that even with our businesses, we're always retooling, shifting, making adjustments, doing our SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And, like during COVID, needing to pivot and all that, there's constantly a need to redesign our work. And the membership at the Mutual Aid Network is there to work collectively as a co-op to redesign work so it works the best at the individual level. And we have a common fund, and we can set up many common funds that allow people to pool their money and to have agreements like 0% interest loans and things like that, and to facilitate gifting and granting and all that kind of stuff. But to have a common fund where we can be a little bit more creative in how we bridge the gap in monetary resources by doing it again collectively and as a cooperative. And then we have community investment assistance. So a lot of times we're talking about how the things we want to do in life and the larger scale things being done through the community, and even the value of an individual to the community. And then people ready to be philanthropic and nonprofits, and everybody trying to map that they have resources or need of resources. That community investment assistance is all available at the Mutual Aid Network, and you can check it out at mutualaidnetwork.org. And we do have a Go Deeper tab on the website, which gives the web meeting instructions that we use for every meeting. And then we have our Man calendar available through our events tab and Go Deeper. You can click on that Man calendar. Man is Mutual Aid Network, and I can show you what I'm talking about, where I list. Now, this is based out of Madison, Wisconsin, so it's in Central Time. but it's showing you based on Central Time, Tuesdays and Friday meetings available for the world to participate in. Everybody is welcome. It's the Humans Cooperative. All right, Emily, back to you, our co-host, H&P Ambassador Extraordinaire. What's next on this, your World of Ability podcast? Take it away, Emily.
I just wanted to tell everybody or remind anybody. I know we mentioned it not too long ago, but we are now partnered with a nonprofit TV network out of Texas, and they're looking for anybody who is interested in creating between a 30-second to 2.5-minute video on the person's involvement, connection, interest, and so on within any nonprofits.
Turn that down.
If anybody is interested in creating a video, just let me know.
Oh, question for Emily.
What's that?
Okay, this video, is it a video that you're making because of a story? Is it something for businesses to use as their promotional material? Is it something that we want to put on YouTube? Or is the video going on a TV channel itself?
I would put it on a Facebook page, Facebook and LinkedIn page. But Kurt, do you have any where else it goes to besides 2 places?
Yeah, the primary thing is Emily's on assignment to run a Facebook page campaign for nonprofit TV on Facebook.com. And so that's the prime purpose, is to get a 30-second to 2.5-minute video on that Facebook page for nonprofit TV, and to have that be the attention grabber, and just keep people starting to participate in the post. And then in the post can be other details, obviously, with website link, whatever information. And it's nonprofit TV, so it's got to be relevant to people plugging in. It's like, oh, nonprofit TV, and obviously they have an affinity and they're into the cause of nonprofit work. So all the videos would be akin to, what does it have to do with a nonprofit?
It's all about promoting all the great nonprofits out there.
Interesting. Thank you.
So in terms of the web detective, we definitely have a message by you about how the compliance and everything that you do, doing the work you do, how that can help propel the future of a nonprofit by being more compliant through your web audit. Yeah,
Right. Okay.
That would be something that would make sense.
Yep.
So,
Now I got it. So I think when you said the charity TV, it's like, they have their own TV channel and you want us to give them videos to put on their TV channel. And thinking, ooh, that's a big step. But I think I overreached myself slightly on that one.
yeah, basically, the nonprofit TV Texas, they've got these circuit of businesses, hospitality businesses, and dentists and whatever, that they have the television set for their patrons, customers, clients, whatever. And then so the programming of nonprofit TV goes on to their TVs. And so that's kind of what this is amassing to become, is to set territory managers where, out and finding participants to the network of nonprofit TV. And then basically it's all coordinated, to get that available on the TV sets for while these businesses are in operation, that everybody coming through these businesses can see, ongoing programming, that is produced and provided by nonprofit TV. So, so that's a little bit of the background on that. Anything else on that, Trevor? Or is that?
No, it's interesting. Obviously, I think I'll take some time to research them. But I think Beth has a question.
Beth, you're muted.
Yeah. Nonprofits or nonprofits?
Any nonprofit. If it's
Okay,
a
because I know
volunteer.
some nonprofits who might be interested in that in Minnesota.
yeah, so Emily's setting up the campaign. So all we need to do is coordinate video production. People can produce their own videos, whatever works best. Emily coordinates it. She's got the access to the Facebook page and Nonprofit TV. So when she has that video, the MP4, she can load it into the page and finish it off with a nice post. And yeah, it's all about shouting out all the great work volunteers are doing, 501c3s and foundations and businesses that serve the purpose of nonprofits, and on like that. So we do have an iPhone user. I want to check in. Who is on the phone and say hello? You're on the World of Ability podcast.
Oh, it might be me. I just don't have the video on. Let's see.
Oh, Barbara.
Barbara
Yes,
Weinstein. Yep, Barbara Weinstein. Hi, Barbara.
Yeah. Hi. You know, and I'm excited because I just got connected with EPI, which stands for Environmental Projects International. And this is people that have already have land in Hawaii and in Australia and in Israel, and they're doing something in Bhutan, and they have a water project, I think that's Africa, and trying to help connect people and let people know about the efforts that people are making to create environments that are gonna continue, that are healthy, that, you know, people are invested in, bringing fresh water to people that need water, you know, making land green. It's not green right now. It would be really nice to be able to network you guys, to connect you. You know, I'm sure they would appreciate what you're doing and you'd appreciate what they're doing. So I wonder when's a good time to do that and how to go about doing that.
That sounds like a awesome project.
Yeah, I think it is. I can try to talk to the coordinator of that. I wonder how much time do we have? I wonder if I can try to reach him now.
Well, by typical routine, 5 more minutes, but if we had confirmation that it was just need of a little bit more than 5 minutes, we could hang on if there was a promise of coming on quick like. Yeah, we're at the tail end of this episode. What do you think? You think it can happen or what?
I know I can try, but I can also probably commit more to next Saturday. But I can commit to connecting Emily, connecting you with Daniel Bursch, who's who's been working on this project. So
Okay.
I can try to write. I'll see if we keep the connection. If not, you know, we'll make it happen. Okay, I'll try right now.
Okay.
And we will be on for a while after the show, so even if we miss the live stream recording, we can still meet in the next 20 minutes. Still meet and take care of business. All right, Emily, what's next? We're in the final minutes. It's time to start packaging this up and getting ready to wrap it up and put a bow on it. Any final announcements? Anything else you want to do with Kathy, Trevor, Beth, real quick? What do you got, Emily? Take it away.
Kurt, what did you think of what Barbara just said? Did that sound like an awesome project?
Yeah, it sounded like what you're working on with video. It sounds like she was asking, like, you know, when could you make a video, you know, for this project? It seemed to be a question that we have to answer yet.
Oh, okay.
They have, I mean, he has videos. He has videos of the things that people are doing.
Are they 2.5 minutes shorter, or are these longer videos?
Some are shorter, some are longer. But right now, I just found, you know, I just got to the site, it's EPI panel and board. Okay, audio. There's a phone thing here. Let me call that number. Cannot place a WhatsApp call if you're already on another call. Okay, so I can't call that way.
Okay, so while Barbara is doing that, wanted to thank Trevor and Beth and Kathy and Barbara for all coming on today.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
thank you for what you
And
do.
Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Also would like to thank Marcus Hart, Transfer Media, Jay Storm, Disability Channel, Zach Clayton, Back Channel, Lawrence Wingate, Wingate Studios for allowing us to have this on their platform. If anybody has any questions, comments, and so on, they can connect with us as well. And Kurt at projectiheart.org or 262-372-154. And any last thing you wanted to say, Kurt?
Beth has her finger up. It looks like she's saying one more thing.
Okay.
Yes, I was wondering, when do you guys meet again, or how do we keep track of this? There's a lot of information I can't possibly remember of this.
We are here every Saturday at the same time.
Other than that,
Yeah, at the same time every Saturday at 2 Central,
Okay.
3 Eastern.
very good.
But the show is being recorded and live streamed, so we can also send you the recording and live streaming links if you'd like.
Yeah, that would be great.
Kurt, you have anything before we close?
Yes, just a real big thank you for tuning in, following this talk show, and we are ready to really let the showers come down in April. And you know, my dad used to say, you know, Kurt, what I do when it rains, what? It's like I let it rain. So we're gonna let it rain. So for that, we're gonna say goodbye for now. And, wait for you to come back to the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Take care.
Thank you. We had a major snowstorm before this came on. The power came on just a little bit ago. So maybe it was God